Yeah, and do you think that when you were talking about this situation of giving more credibility and maybe more freedom and trust to distributed buyers, do you think that would be a lot easier if the information was if you could let them get on with it, but if you could see what they're doing, it's not an intrusion. It doesn't have to be a big kind of it doesn't have to be a strict control.
Sure.
But if you can see what's going on, then your duty within procurement is to help the business do what it needs to do, and that includes helping this distributed buyer get the result that they wanted to get. So I think the thing with services is you're basically saying to a service provider, I'll pay you X to deliver Y. When you say it like that, it's quite simple.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it can become hugely complex, but it's still a question of what did we agree that you were going to do, and did you do it? And I think because things change over time, because things often aren't captured, because top level systems are just kind of too big to get into the granularity of this sort of stuff, or not specialized, that sort of thing gets lost along the way. But for a distributed buyer, if you could see what they were trying to achieve and in real time see how they're getting along with it, maybe that gives procurement the opportunity to just give much more free rein. We're seeing much more people move towards a self-service type model, with procurement having oversight, because if you're capturing the information and you're allowing this flow to work unimpinged, that seems to operate really, really well, particularly when you're making it easy for suppliers as well. So yeah, do you see a model where, I'm clearly biased on this, but I think automation has to happen around the buying and the management of services, more automation to really capture those workflows and capture milestone-based deliverables. Do you think that would give procurement more freedom, allow them to relax and let buyers just get on with it a bit more?
I don't think we're going to relax. I think we're all going to have
to
breathe into the paper bag for a few minutes. No, I don't think we're going to relax, but I think it's the right thing to do, right? We talked about the difference between linear progression and innovation, and it has to be messy in order to be innovation. There has to be a feeling of discomfort before there can be actual growth. And so I think that's the way things are going. I think procurement needs to get ready to facilitate it, or we're going to get knocked out of the way. But I think even to go back to your question about data, I think even that's sort of twofold. Yes, data needs to be good quality, and the systems that connect people to good quality data have to be easy to use. But there's also the second piece, which is, again, the fabulous thing about people. It's not enough for the data to be good. They have to feel like the data is good. They have to trust the data. There needs to be a organization-wide perception that procurement has good data. And that's not a natural byproduct of improving data. There needs to be campaigns around understanding, and procurement has to act with a lot of confidence in our data. And we have to share the data with as many people as we can share it with. Much like how we face risk, how we control processes, how we control information, there was always this knowledge is power. And so I'm going to keep it close. I'm not going to, if you get my knowledge, then I lose my power. That's not how we can look at things anymore. It needs to be like, if I empower you to do what you need to do, my knowledge increases, and that changes the level of what I can therefore achieve. We need to take a bigger picture view. I think it's happening. I agree with you. The automation needs to come in. We're foolish to adopt it because everybody else is, but we would be equally foolish to reject it simply because it's new and weird and it's not our favorite. It's coming. It's going to allow us to achieve scale. It's very powerful, right? And improvements are being made by leaps and bounds, even around usability. Training is barely a thing anymore. Think about the time we used to spend training people when you rolled out a new system. It was a nightmare. And now it's like, listen, here's your username, here's your password, click the little thing that looks like a stack of bars, you'll figure it out, and most things are that easy. And we need to take confidence in that. Our role is not to prevent people from doing the wrong thing. Our role is to help people do the right thing. And if that means dealing with scary stuff and letting things go, then that is what we need to do. We will fill that space with value-oriented things. There's no question. There are other things that our attention needs to move to, and we need to let go of some of these other things, even if it's scary, even if every once in a while something does go wrong. we've got to let go of them if we're going to move on to some of the higher level things that the C-suite needs us to do.